We were, I think we were around 36% growth. I wanted to do 25% growth year to year.
When you make your first $100,000, right?
Mhm.
How did you feel? You felt like, oh, I think I can make money here?
And I just ended up getting better and better at it, that I got to the point where I started seeing, metal roofs, and I was like, you know what, I want to start doing that. It actually started because I wanted to be an architect.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is second podcast, Kobzza for Trades, with a special guest, Joseph from Brault Roofing. Nice to see you.
Hey, likewise, thanks for having me.
Yeah, today we're gonna talk about how he started his business from zero to $500,000. Then Brault Roofing approached him and said, look, we need you in our team in Calgary. So they approached him, and I guess that's how it all started, right?
Yeah, I can basically tell you how I came about where I'm at. So it actually started because I wanted to be an architect. So I went to a program advisor at RDC back in Red Deer.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, listen, I want to be an architect. And at the time it seemed like the go-to job, and nice house, the car, get a pretty wife and have the kids and everything like this.
Yeah.
And ended up going, I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts, so like painting, sculpture. I did that. Went from RDC, then went to U of C. Got my first...
In Red Deer, right?
Yeah, I started Red Deer, then I went to U of C. And then at U of C, that's where I finished my my undergrad.
Yeah.
From there, I applied for the architecture program. I got waitlisted the first time, number 2 on the wait list.
Yeah.
But in that time between, high school, post-secondary, in the summer, I was working for one of my brothers doing sheet metal flashings, flat roofs, stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I just ended up getting better and better at it, that I got to the point where I started seeing, metal roofs, and I was like, you know what, I want to start doing that. And then I was watching YouTube, I was seeing how they were doing in Eastern Europe with like the standing seams and all this.
Yeah.
So I reached out to a roofing company just to see if they had opportunities that I could take on. They said, sure, well, yeah, we'll give you a little metal roof to do. I did that. They were happy with it.
You did
from there
on your own?
Yeah. And then I hired another subcontractor to help me. So we were doing that together. And then we progressed further and further, that eventually I just started bringing my own guys on board.
So you did like a roof a month or something? Or how?
Yeah, like it would vary on size, right? From like 1 week to, a month, maybe a bit longer, but depended on the scale. But so I had brought my own guys on, did that for from start to finish. It was at LaGrange Metals, it was 5 years.
Yeah.
And then towards the last couple of years of working for myself, Bro became one of my clients. They had reached out, they heard about me through a sheet metal supplier. They were asking, any good metal installers, and they recommended us.
Yeah.
So we started working for them, doing some jobs for them, as well as some other, companies as well. And we were up in Edmonton, fabbing some stuff in their shop in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And the Western managing partner, Sean, he came out in the back and said, do I know anybody that would want to run operations for Brault Roofing Calgary?
Yeah.
And from there I said, yeah, sure. So I called my wife and I said, you know what do you think? We had little babies. I was kind of sick of traveling. I've been going all over, Alberta, Saskatchewan. And
so you'll be doing roofing in Calgary, Edmonton, Red Deer, all over the Alberta?
Yeah, so all over Alberta. We were doing it in Saskatchewan.
Wow.
Just wherever the work was, we would go. And yeah, it's a little over 3 years with these guys now, and it's so far so good.
Yeah.
Only growing, yeah. And
I have a question. So when you make your first $100,000, right?
Mhm.
How did you feel? You felt like, oh, I think I can make money here?
Oh yeah.
Let's go here.
Right. It was and then it was the first, your first paycheck you get, you know. It's different because you're subcontracting, but even if you get your first paycheck that's, 50, 60K, you're like, holy sweet.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. And then from there we just progressed. And at the time I was just doing anything I could do to find work. I tried the flyers, knocking on doors, put them in mailboxes, everything like this.
That's why actually we're recording this podcast, is to see, and help other roofers, younger guys, what can they do to start that business? Because I think it's a pretty good business.
Yeah, oh yeah. And the thing is too, it's just like anything. It's just if you show up every day and you care what you do and you like it and you're always trying to learn,
Yeah.
and you'll never stop learning. And then it's the day you stop learning, that's where you got to switch professions or
So work for you. Is that just referrals or
it would
brochures, flyers?
I didn't get much with in regards to flyers,
Yeah.
but what it did was it pushed me out of my comfort zone, right?
Mhm.
Because you're going places you don't want to go. But the cards, like the business cards, worked because what I would do is I'd go into, for what I was doing, it made sense to knock on roofers' doors, like companies.
Yeah.
So I'd knock on the door, drop off a card, tell them who I was. It was 1 out of 20 that would probably call me for work. But then you just show up if you're reliable. You don't
Yeah.
if they give you an opportunity to do something and you're like, hey, listen, I don't actually know how to do this, but I'm pretty sure if I took the time, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Right. And if they give you a chance, and you do well, yeah, it'll progress.
Yeah. It's hard to find a good people, reliable in your industry,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So when they see a good people, they're like, we should probably keep that guy.
Yeah. And that's, even when I came on board with these guys, just to lock in, the Red Seal journeyman,
Yeah.
the guys that you need, and the guys that have been not only just the journeyman, but the guys that, you know, they've been in the industry long enough. They know what they're doing. They're reliable. They're honest. Those guys are hard to, because they're already locked in at whatever companies, right? And they're happy. But I'm seeing as we're progressing and people are seeing we're here longer, we're starting to get those guys, you know, that maybe they're having a bad day, a week,
Yeah.
month, or whatever, and they go, you know what, I'm gonna reach out and see what's out there. So
That's the question. When you hit that $500,000, would you thought about, another like $1 million or something like that?
well,
Or
that was the
what?
thing too. So like the year that we hit the around the 500K mark, that
Yeah.
was the year that these guys offered this position.
Yeah. It
So the business that I had, it's not like we were like, well, this didn't work, let's shut her down. It was
was
okay.
growing.
Yeah, it was growing, but I was in the field,
Yeah.
right?
All the time.
I was in the field all the time. Anytime we split up to two crews, something would go on. I'd have to pause the one site to go over. So it just, um, it was, it was going in the right direction, and it would have succeeded just like anything if you just keep pushing.
Yeah.
But this opportunity came up, and I just figured, you know what? These guys have been around. This company's 76 years old at this point.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's out of Montreal, but I just figured, you know what? At least if I can go on board with a big fish, learn how they do everything. Worst case, it doesn't work out. Even though I told these guys when I come on board, listen, I'm going to retire here.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out, I have all these new tools to take into, a new business or a new opportunity, right?
Yeah. And can you share like how you guys doing right now in terms of revenue in Brault? Is that possible?
Yeah, I can speak on like the branch we have here.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, exact figures.
Yeah.
But we're like last year we were, around like the 2.5 mark. And then we've in this, basically the business plan that I put together for this year was I
Yeah.
wanted to do a 6.25% growth.
6%?
Yeah, basically, right? I wanted to do 25% growth year to year.
Yeah.
Basically halfway through the year, the second quarter, we were, I think we were around 36% growth. Obviously, like the work it's not gonna be consistent because it's more like a bell curve, right?
Yeah.
Because you got your springs and then it starts ramping up and then you come into the summer and you come back down. But still, like we already we're aiming to hit our goal, and we've just with the few jobs that we've locked in recently, yeah, we're for sure on the way. So
Yeah. So what do you think for a younger guys who just starting a roofing business? What are the steps they should?
okay, so what I did,
Yeah.
don't worry about all the equipment, everything like this.
Yeah.
Just make sure you got your hand tools, everything like this. Maybe work with another subcontractor or a company.
Yeah.
Learn the basics, get better. Show up whenever, like when nobody else wants to.
Yeah.
Step out of your comfort zone. Be the first to stick your hand up if there's an opportunity that comes up. Like, hey, who wants to work Saturday? It's going to be kind of a shitty job. It should be you, right? I'll take this. And then what it does is people notice that and say, holy, that guy's reliable and I
Yes.
can count on him. And from there, it's not only building your skills and getting better, but then it's your reputation. When people say, okay, you know what, this guy's reliable and I can see what he's doing. And you know, it's just like anything in life. If you're constantly working at something, even if you know, you have oopsies, you're still going to go in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because like basically that's what I feel like that's what my whole life has been. It's been like failing upwards.
Yeah.
I'm doing something like, holy crap, look at this go. And then, oh shit, maybe that wasn't the right thing. And then, you know, so.
Yeah. I'm just curious, for younger guys, I think it's important to work hard and show up,
Oh yeah.
and then everything else, because a lot of people think, oh, I just need a website and SEO first. It's like you
Yeah.
maybe have to do a little bit of work
Well,
first, make some money.
honestly, for like I ran the Google ads, Facebook ads, stuff like this when I had my business, but it's more a lot, if you're in like the residential construction, it's more of just, you know, word of mouth,
Word of mouth, yeah.
right? Because you see a lot of contractors where you're like, I've never heard of this guy, but then you see them working, and you're like, oh, they do good work.
Yeah.
And the person that they did work for says, yeah, this guy's awesome.
Yeah, if you were on the market
Yeah.
a couple of years ago with us, maybe
Yeah,
we
right.
did.
Yeah, it would have been a little different if I had you guys, but I didn't. And I was trying to figure out on my own. And you know, I tried branding, and I made a cool logo. I used like Vistaprint logo maker,
Yeah.
even though I had an art degree, because it was really quick.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then I actually my brother Lawrence, he's just one of those guys that's just good at everything for some reason. So
Yeah.
he's in the I think he was doing some sort of like, you know, design programming back in the day, and then it's got into websites. And now he's actually, then they were designing fire trucks, him and my brother Martin.
Nice.
So it just, from that, he helped me, you know, finesse the logo. So it looked really cool. The font was awesome. Spacing was correct.
Yeah.
And then I got logos put on the trucks, bought a second truck, had a couple guys going. And then I really started like pushing the social media, like the Instagram.
Yeah.
So like the Instagram looked really good, but I can't actually
Monetize.
I not only monetize, but I can't actually think about a time when somebody called me and said, hey, I saw your Instagram and I want you to come get some job done for us.
I know, that's what I'm telling people.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think Instagram is that important for the guy. It is
No.
every channel, but I think the main channel, it should be Google My Business. They can search, see the reviews.
Yeah.
Then maybe quick website, simple.
Because what I saw the Instagram was good for was if I was speaking to like a prospect, a client that would give us some work, as I could say, well, hey, look at this. I pull them up and say, this is what we did on another job. And
Yeah.
and then they could see this, and then they can see, you know, you got years worth of work, and they
Yeah.
know you're reliable, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And okay, let's give a shot for this guy. But
Yeah.
the other thing is like when you're starting out on your own, it's you're gonna have issues with like the finance end of thing, of like figuring out, you know, what are my profit margins, you know, because there was a lot of things I wasn't charging for, and I'd think, oh, look at that, looks like a high ticket value. They'll pay the bills.
Yeah.
And by the time everything's all said and done, and you're paying for the next job, you're starting from scratch almost again, right? So that can also happen.
So properly calculating the
Yeah,
cost of the project.
you got to figure out your profit margins.
Yeah.
And your indirect costs, your insurance.
So everything add together, right? That's what you're going.
Yeah, that's the hidden stuff that you don't see, right?
Yeah. Insurance is expensive for the trucks you bought, right? Or...
Yeah. Well, it would be your typical liability.
Yeah.
And then you would have to have commercial insurance. That was, I think I had up to $5 million a year. Never had to use it by any means, but the option, you had to have it to price some larger jobs.
Yeah.
Which I actually never used to price any jobs, but I had it just in case. Because I think you could have like 1 mil or 2 mil, I think it was, I can't remember. But yeah, I had the 5 mil just to be on the safe end of things. But yeah, we didn't ever work with like open flame. It was like, you know, snips, stuff like this. We're hanging from ropes. The only damage we could really do was basically water damage on interiors. So like if we were putting a roof together and it failed or something, or that would be where it would probably kick in, right?
Any failed project?
Yes, but then it turned into like a good story. So like,
oh yeah,
what happened was
maybe we'll slow down a little bit.
We were doing 2 jobs. This is the one where I had my My crew was out by Gull Lake. I was up northeast Edmonton. I was working on this cool little cabin. It was so peaceful and relaxing.
Yeah.
And where these guys were, they decided that they were gonna normally you only rip off the roof that you're gonna install that day, get covered, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's like ice and water, underlayment, whatever you got to put on, make sure it's secure for the next day. But these guys thought, they went a little gung ho and they ripped the whole shingles off the house. And yeah, I know. And because I think they had a conversation with somebody that said, oh yeah, I think you could do that. So they just, whether it's the homeowner or somebody, so they just thought, yeah, I think we can. So anyways, they ripped the whole house off. And then they were installing underlayment and ice and water in the valleys and everything like this. And then, of course, a torrential downpour came that night. And because they had installed in the dark, they had, in the valley, your ice and water is supposed to be nice and tucked in.
Yeah.
And it was tented. Guys had stepped on it. So basically, where all this water's hitting this roof and rushing into a valley, it was going directly into a hole. So then it went from that. So what house was as well, they were building a new addition onto an existing house. So where it got in was at that transition from the new to the old. So it got into the wall. So it was upstairs. Then it made its way into the stairs, all the way into the garage on the main floor.
This way.
And just soaked the walls and everything like this. So I went in. I actually called one of the contacts I have and said, one of the bigger guys. I actually think it was Sean up in Edmonton. Now that I'm looking back, I said, "Oh, I flooded a house. What the hell do we do?" So I said, "Get a lot of fans, and you're gonna have to, start making some ventilation." So we got fans. I cut holes in the drywall throughout the house, and basically to just air this out.
Yeah.
And but anyways,
Cool.
the reason that it was a success story was because it went from, "Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing?" to they saw how we handled the situation. We addressed it right away. We didn't leave them hanging. We fixed all the underlayment. They ended with a really great roof, and we did all the interior work really quickly. Got the drywall in and painted so that it wasn't like we were just dragging it on and like, how do we fix this? And we'll just take it off the top. We just addressed it, paid for it, and when we were all said and done, that what I thought was going to be like an astronomical amount of work, it was only about like, I want to say like $2,800 worth of cost to us.
What would we do if you started from scratch now and if I set a goal of $1 million?
If I started to start from scratch,
yeah, and
I would first of all, I'd incorporate my business properly. I wouldn't just go to the registries and ask to start a business. And what do I need to pay the $500? And
that's it.
That's all I did the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to a lawyer.
You would change that now?
Yeah, I would talk to a lawyer. I'd get it set up properly right from the beginning. Not that it had a big effect. The other thing too is I just jumped right into it. That I didn't hire an accountant or a bookkeeper until about a year and a half into the business.
Yeah.
Kept track.
Which I think maybe right.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend money.
But also, you don't need to incorporate right away. You can just be a sole proprietor, right?
But after $30,000, you have to. No?
Yeah, right. So that's for GST.
Yes.
But so all I did was I incorporated right off the bat, and then I would just do it a little bit smarter. But also the other thing too is like with the construction industry, if I had to start over, the context I have now, it's not really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm starting with like a whole
next level
base of people that I'd say, hey, and then I could be at work, the next day doing stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas like maybe somebody that doesn't know, but all I would say is if I had to start from scratch doing it, didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Just make phone calls and talk to everybody. Tell everybody what you're doing.
Yeah.
Make sure they're telling their friends, their family. You can reach out to different vendors. Whether it's like solar panel companies, like depending on what trade you're in, but a vendor that would, somebody that could help, maybe get in touch with those contacts that could help you with your business.
So to hit $1 million, how many jobs do you need per month?
I think if we did, two decent jobs a month, it depends on the size too. Like a smaller little residential home where you're doing like shingles and siding and shit like this.
Yeah.
Right. You might let's see, uh, I don't know, four a month, give or take.
4 months to hit $1 million?
No, four. It'd basically be, you know, 120K a month,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Well, that's even over the million. Yeah.
Right. So it's not impossible, right? If you got, but the other thing too is if you're starting off, you're not going to have the help, but you can get your buddies to, subcontract with you, right? They can be sole proprietors and
Just
they,
helping you.
right? And then basically they're just each week you're just writing them a check with everything, and then they've got to remit for their taxes, all this, right?
Yeah.
But just be fluid with them, open, tell them, that there's tax implications, make sure they're saving. They should also talk to, an accountant on their end, which isn't a lot of money, but at the end of the year, you're going to be spending $1,600 or
Yeah,
whatever.
maybe let's go there. It's kind of cool, no?
Yeah.
So basically, 2 decent jobs per month and you can hit $1 million, right?
Yeah, it depends on the size, but yeah, like if you can, and then there's always some contracts are better than others, and some might look pretty, but they're actually not.
Yeah.
Right? You'll start something and then something will be hidden, or like I make sure you got everything in writing. Because I had jobs where we went in, they basically said, because I was so new to it, this is the price. And I'd say, okay, that looks okay, I'll take it, right? Because I needed something.
Yeah.
And then you start doing it. You're doing okay with whatever the price was. But the one job I'm thinking of in particular, we were insulating a parkade.
Yeah.
And you're putting your Z girts, your insulation, all this. And when I did the walkthrough with the guy that sold me the job, he was the PM on the job for one of the GCs. He didn't work for a GC, but he was one of the contractors. So
Yeah.
a sub, basically. We did the walkthrough. He told me it's this and this. I'm like, okay, this is the square footage of this? Yep. So I do it, tell him we're off site. He's like, no, you missed a section. I'm like, what? No. So then he shows me. I'm like, sends me a photo of it. And I'm like, no, that wasn't included. He's like, it's in the square foot that you bid on. I'm like, okay, well, so because I didn't do my due diligence of measuring the section we had talked about was like a massive parkade wall,
Yeah.
right? I had to deduct whatever the square footage was from that site because I had already scheduled my jobs. So I had to go into the next one. So they took away from us on this so they could get somebody else in there.
What?
Yeah. So it was just that company doesn't exist anymore.
Obviously.
So that's a good indicator of how that was operating.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and that was another one where I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna get in with a big company, lots of work, lots of opportunity, and it just eventually it went down the rabbit hole anyway. So
Yeah. When you see successful people, what do you think their habits?
reliable.
Reliable?
Yeah,
Number
they're
one.
just
Let's do top
reliable. They constantly want to learn, right?
3. Yeah.
They're not afraid to be, embarrassed or to ask the wrong questions, right? You got to be willing to ask something, even though it may sound like a stupid question coming from you. The person's there that you're asking might just be like, okay, yeah, that's an easy question. Here you go. They don't even think anything of it.
Yeah.
But you asking is.
And I agree with you 100%. And people who are asking questions usually know answers better than those who didn't ask. And they like, I'll figure it out. But they like,
But don't pretend to be have a facade of confidence. Don't be afraid to say like, you know what, I'm not sure how to do this. Don't say yeah, because I've hired guys like that where they're like, I say, let me see your photos, progress, like work from previous jobs you've been working on or whatever, right? They'll show me photos. I'm like, oh, that looks beautiful. That might not even been their work. So then you're hiring these guys. They're telling you they could do it.
Yeah.
And it just turns into a shit show. So eventually you're upset at these guys. You got to let them go, kick them off a job. They're angry, right? Which, I mean, really, it was.
I don't know why they're angry.
Yeah, right. But it's like, dear, don't pretend, but show that you're eager to learn and willing to take the time. And you don't need to make money off the first few jobs. Those are the ones where you're learning. As long as you're making, enough to keep going and pay your bills, and then the margins will start coming as the client base grows.
It takes years.
Yeah.
What do you think about hiring people? Like any advices you have?
Um,
Because you're obviously hiring now a
yeah,
lot.
oh yeah, yeah. I would say don't hire out of being desperate. Like
Yeah.
just because a guy shows up and he's a body and he's willing to come to work, no, make sure that he actually wants to be there,
Yeah.
not there just to collect a check. Um, like I've hired guys where they showed up to an interview and the interview is inside and they're wearing sunglasses.
Really?
I'm just laughing because there's a car driving on the path over here. And
Jeez.
yeah, um, you know, but I needed him. He was referred to us by another guy, and it
He was
just
wearing sunglasses inside the building.
yeah, and I just knew in my gut not to hire the guy, but at the same time, I didn't have people applying, and I was like, I need a body. I need somebody to be moving stuff. And against my better judgment, I hired him, and yeah,
Didn't work
no,
out.
he lasted about a week. So yeah, that's crazy.
Like in your industry, the trades guys is the funniest guys ever.
Oh yeah. Well, and the other thing too is like,
They don't care.
well, they're usually like the nicest people
Yeah.
and the kindest, but they seem so rough because they had some sort of, maybe something in their life upset them or whatever, right? But they're actually very, very good people.
There are good.
There's still guys in the construction industry that are still not good guys. But they got nowhere else to work, so I don't know. Would you hire a guy like that?
Who show up in the glasses?
Yeah, I'm applying. So
I don't like when people don't respect other people. So respect for me is important.
well, and that's the other thing too, because like you got to tell guys too. It's like, yeah, you're trying to make money for yourself and your family or pay your bills or whatever. But if the quality of work that you're installing, you wouldn't even want on your own house, but you going home and sleeping at night, how's that not the same as stealing, right? Because you're just collecting cash, but you're not actually following through with whatever you know what I mean? Because like back in the day, you're trading goods for, services and vice versa.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's, yeah, it's cash, but it's the same, right?
Yeah.
An employer's paying you and you better be, performing or everybody has their off days, that's allowed, but consistently you should be, doing what you got hired to do.
Yeah.
Not trying to hide and have naps and, right?
It happened?
Oh yeah, for sure. Finding guys like sleeping, they don't know where they are, they're going down and then finding them sleeping in their vehicles or whatever, right?
Jesus Christ. I mean, I kind of related to trades industry with some projects, and I know it's hard with trade guys. It's
Oh yeah. But
those who smart and doing right, though, they really busy and happy and making.
oh yeah, and like that's the other thing too, right? Like if you go into a trade, you know that you're going to make an income for yourself, whereas you can, you go into college or university, you're coming out with debt.
Yeah.
And you might end up just getting a job getting paid less than if you were in the trade or whatever, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And the whole time you're in school acquiring debt, the tradie, he is, filling his pockets, right?
Yeah.
And then he's just going further and further up. And then he's taking his money, he's buying his own truck, his own tools, starting his own business,
Yeah.
right? I don't know, the construction industry is awesome.
Construction is great. Yeah.
Yeah. Not telling people not going to college or university by any means, but just, I'm glad I did because it forced me out of my comfort zone, especially with like, it is with like public speaking.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that. And then you're asking me to public speak.
So if people are gonna watch this podcast, they can apply for work with you for Brault Roofing?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah?
sure. Oh yeah.
You always need people, right?
Yeah. And like, it might not, if our crews are filled at the moment, it doesn't mean, we're not taking resumes. We're keeping guys in mind, right?
Yeah.
There's always opportunity. There's people coming and going all the time, but we've been really steady the last, I don't know, half a year with keeping consistent guys and bringing guys on.
Yeah.
That our turnover rate is like going down and down and down.
Which is good.
We're starting to retain quality guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you'd change that's happened?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like to keep the guys.
Oh, yeah. I think just obviously make sure you got consistent work.
That's
That's a
it?
big one. Make sure you got consistent work.
Yeah.
And those guys will actually help your work stay more consistent because, you know, clients, customers are seeing those guys showing up every day, getting lots of work done. They're happy with the quality. You know, you're going to get more work because of that.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of goes both ways. You got to be a good employer, good boss, care what they want or what they say. If a guy's asking you something, whether it's something little, like I always tell my guys, like, I'm like, listen, if you need, you're only allowed so many personal days, whatever, in you know, a year. But if they just are open with me and the foreman that, hey, listen, next week I got to take a day off to move or help my sister or whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you give enough notice to the foreman that he can plan his day around that, that's fine. It's the guys that tell him first thing in the morning, hey, I'm not going to be at work. That's the issue.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Did any jobs here in downtown?
We did the John J. Bolin building for Alberta Infrastructure.
Yeah.
That was a cool one. We learned a lot on that one too because you need basically with city permits and cranes, you can a crane closure, like a street closure, you can only happen in so many blocks within, you know, a time period sort of deal. So if we want to have a crane this week,
Yeah.
but there's another company doing something else and they're a couple streets over and they're doing a closure, we'll
Yeah.
get denied.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we had that, and those are pretty important, especially when you're doing a high rise because you need to bring waste off of the roof and material up
Yeah.
for guys to progress because you bag the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They paying in time? Like bigger guys?
Yeah, I mean they're it's a little bit more drawn out as if you're going to a smaller company. Payment periods, I think, for some of like the GCs, they're trying to like I know the Calgary Construction Association was like pushing for faster payment times.
Yeah, I think
Right.
it's important.
Yeah. And actually there's a maybe a company that you should have on your podcast actually, which is the Quickly guys.
Yeah?
Yeah, Quickly. They work with contractors and general contractors to help them, you know, get the little guy paid.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's a loan or how it works or whatever, but I just know that they're helping the contractors work with the GCs so that, you know.
Yeah. Because I've heard this many, many times. So if you're working on commercial, they usually sometimes they didn't pay you for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And that's the thing too, like so like a smaller guy might be a big challenge for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when I had my business, I never got to that size where I was bidding on the commercial projects directly.
Yeah.
I was always subcontracting for, you know, a larger roofing company or a general contractor.
It's all about connections, I think. Yeah,
and you just got to start somewhere and keep going. So, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. All right.
Cool.
I think that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
How are you doing?
for coming. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
Great to have you.